Hey everyone, welcome to the some sort of planet in space. We're here with Astronaut Esports team owner Boosh. Boosh, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me, Peter.
Well, where exactly in the world are we right now?
Yeah, this is our HyperFi astronaut esports world that we're creating. Currently a work in progress, but as you can see, we're out on the moon in the metaverse. There's a lot of cool things that I can show you a bit later, but yeah, this is where we're at.
All right, we'll have to do a tour another time because today we've got a bunch of questions for you because we want to learn more about you and your team. Could you share a little bit about your journey into becoming a team owner in the NADCL and what made you want to be involved in esports more generally, but also specifically this Dota group?
So I've always been a fan and played a lot of traditional sports when I was growing up, but I've also always been a huge gamer. But I was kind of late to the party when it came to esports and professional gaming. I think, and it wasn't until about 2017 when discovered Twitch and started watching a ton of streamers and events and tournaments and stuff. And I think one of the first tournaments I actually saw was TI in 2017. I don't remember much from it, but I remember just being absolutely like captivated by it. It was a spectacle, man. It was awesome. I would say a majority of my time then was spent just watching Dota on Twitch, and slowly over time, like I was watching less and less traditional sports and more esports, which is pretty cool. And then last year, I heard about Nouns Esports because I was watching NADPC, did a little bit of research, saw that they were a decentralized organization, and I was able to join their Discord pretty easily. I think it was a Friday, I joined one of the contributor calls and just heard about all the cool things that was going on and, interacting with players and coaches and, the people running the organization. It was all really just awesome to me. And I didn't really say anything for like the first month. I had already been working for a basketball decentralized organization, so I kind of knew how it all worked a little bit. But yeah, I didn't say anything. I just kind of listened for a month. I know you were there talking about Dota and everything else going on, and then I finally chimed in and just wanting to get involved some way somehow. Just meeting everybody within Nouns Esports, everyone was so cool and talented and unique and brought their own unique experience to the table. After that, linking up with you and talking with you more, and you messaging me about the NADCL, I was all in from day like right when you messaged me. I think I said, I'm in. How can I support? I think I was one of the first ones to wanted to get in with the team. It just so happened that I started Astronaut Esports just a few weeks prior. We're supporting a Brazilian top 8 Street Fighter 6 player to come to Evo this weekend. So I don't know when this interview will air, but Evo 2023, August 4th through 6th, which starts tomorrow. We're sponsoring a player. So I was able to do that through this new organization, Astronaut Esports. So yeah, I've always been a huge Dota fan, and meeting you and you pitching me on NADCL, I really like the community aspect, and I knew I had to be involved.
Yeah, really happy to have Astronaut Esports on here, and it was really great to have some initial support from some people in my most immediate network right through Nouns. Tell me a little bit more about Astronaut Esports.
Super new organization. It's really just me and a couple other people that are helping. We'll see where we take Astronaut Esports, but really just started as a way for me to just do something cool and to give back a little bit and to support some esports players that are trying to achieve their goals. I just thought it would be a really cool way to give someone the opportunity from somewhere that maybe people don't really know, that the fighting scene down in Brazil, but it's really strong. And I was able to, work with another person that was previously a contributor at Nouns Esports to find a really good player and able to support him into coming to Evo and compete. So hopefully he enjoys the experience. Obviously, hopefully he does well, but really enjoys the experience and coming to Las Vegas, to come into the US and competing against the top players from all over the world. With the opportunity with NADCL, obviously I'd like to, support this and see it grow alongside our esports organization. But like I said, it's kind of just a one man operation, and it's kind of just to do cool things here and there at the moment. I'm not looking to, staff up and grow and be this huge esports organization. I really want to keep it community led if possible. And if I can do cool things here and there throughout the year, like participating in NADCL, that's what I'm all about. So obviously the brand, I really like the space brand. Astronaut Esports is not the first astronaut thing that I've done. Just a short backstory on me. So I was previously an Army space operations officer. And then once I got out of the Army, I worked with the space industry a little bit with on the government side. So I was around the space industry, all the commercial space companies that you're probably familiar with, SpaceX included. So I've always wanted to be an astronaut for a really long time. Hopefully one day we'll all get to go to space together. But yeah, I think that's where the astronaut name came from. So it was only right to name the esports organization after that.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, I'm down. Let's go. First trip out of Earth. Well, not the first, but
No, we'll play some Dota on the moon,
yeah.
man. The ping might be pretty bad, but
Yeah, with all this alien technology we've been discovering, I think maybe commercial intergalactic travel, could be in our lifetimes. I'm optimistic.
yeah, yeah, it's pretty crazy what's going on right now, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm interested in our moon plans, NASA's moon plans, Mars plans, all of that, and obviously once people get up there, we're gonna want to play games and entertain ourselves, and we'll see how that goes. I'm sure there's gonna be Dota on the moon and Mars someday.
NADCL will run the first Dota tournament on the moon. You heard it here first.
NADPL on the moon. Let's go.
Yes, love it. So yeah, but now we know a little bit more about you. How do you sort of bring your own personality into how you are going to run the Dota team? It's kind of it's a tricky landscape where you've got to, pick your favorites and, say goodbye to players who are on your team every week.
Yeah, that's tough because obviously we want everyone to play and everyone to have fun and everyone to be on the team. But there's only 5 spots on a Dota roster, right? There's only 5 people that can compete on the team. So hopefully we'll get a good network of supporters within our team that are helping make the decisions. And I think one of the things I want to bring to the table and what we're trying to do, I think with NADCL and all of the teams is that community driven approach with the supporters packs and, making voting on team decisions. Obviously, our team is no different. So I think, it's important as the team owner to kind of, be a follower as well as a leader. Obviously, like I'm going to try and push our Dota team to do their best, hopefully provide some direction and motivation. But the people that are going to be playing for our team, I would expect are 100 times better than I am at Dota and know 100 times more than I do. And hopefully, some of the supporters that we get, team managers, anybody that wants to participate in NADCL and for Astronaut Esports, they're all going to bring their unique perspectives to the table. So, we're going to look at, all those perspectives and hopefully make the right decisions for that's best for our team going forward. It's never easy to vote out a player. I would imagine. I haven't done it yet, but it's going to be tough. But I think that's the fun of the league. Perform well, be a good player, be a good teammate, and you'll probably have a roster spot. So yeah, it's going to be fun to see how this goes. And I'm excited to work with everybody else within our team and NADCL to make it happen.
For sure, yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting experiment, I think, regardless of the end result. Happy to have you on board. For a more personal
Yeah, thank you.
question, how much Dota have you played?
So I'm a longtime Dota player. Grew up in the '90s, and then when Warcraft 3 came out, I played a lot of custom games. And when Dota was launched, so
All right, you're
I,
OG.
I played. Well, I played a lot of Dota early. I just I have hours in the game. I just probably compared to a lot of people, in our group, I would say like I'm on the low end for sure. But I do watch a ton of, like I said, a ton of Dota over the last 5 years. Really been following the esport a lot. But yeah, I would say like as far as just like playing grinding games and playing ranked, yeah, that's probably not me.
No worries. Yeah, no, it sounds like you're OG. You played Dota 1, so you're in the club. Don't worry. Who is your favorite Dota hero and why?
I would say my favorite Dota hero is Brewmaster. I remember playing him in Warcraft 3, and I actually recently read his lore as well, which is pretty cool, his story. But yeah, he's kind of an OG as well, right? And there's just something about the lovable bear rolling around, and I think he drenches himself in beer, I think, and then he claps the ground and lights everything on fire. That's just awesome. Plus at my level, I'm just like I'm probably under 2K MMR now, but I play a lot of turbo, right? And at my level, no one really plays Brewmaster. So if you know how to use his alt, which is I think not very hard to learn, some of the button presses, I don't think it's hard to learn. I think you can stomp with Brewmasters. So yeah, cool Warcraft 3 character brought to Dota, and I really like the alt and just all of his moves. I don't like the recent change. I really liked what was the his I guess on my keyboard it was E. What was that move where like he would cause them to miss and he could run quicker? I don't
Drop a
like that
drop a
change,
brawler,
but yeah,
maybe.
yeah,
I don't know. I don't play
yeah.
Panda. Panda's one of those. Yeah, it's one of those intimidating heroes that seems like it's harder than it probably is. But that's cool that you have an affinity towards one of them. So is it safe to say if somebody plays Panda during the player combines, you'll give them a second look?
It's a good possibility. I never really like decided on a position role, but I found myself playing a lot of three and turbo, and yeah, I would pick Panda a lot. So, it is my favorite hero, but you know, whatever people are comfortable playing. I don't want them playing Brewmaster if they're trying to get drafted. But if they're comfortable playing Brewmaster, I wouldn't mind seeing it, but it's not going to be a decision at all for getting drafted. I can tell you that. Like, play the heroes that you're comfortable with, that you're good at, and that you have fun with, and play your favorite heroes.
All right, all right. We'll see if that's true or not. We'll see if those brewmaster players just coincidentally end up on your team. Um,
Yeah, if you're a god tier brewmaster player, that'd be cool to see, but we'll see.
all right, another question for you. Do you have a core gaming memory? Something that really sort of made you say like I'm going to be a part of gaming or esports for the rest of my life.
I remember, like, back in the '90s, growing up, we had a family computer down in the basement. I think it was like an old compact Presario. Yeah, I was down in the basement playing Warcraft 3. My buddy actually got me into the game, and I think I just bought the game because the box looked cool. But yeah, I love Warcraft 3. I love the campaign, the multiplayer, all the custom games. I love the expansion, the Frozen Throne. I played a lot of Warcraft 3 multiplayer once we finally got cable internet. And I remember begging my dad, because I was trying to play, like, I was having a buddy over, and I begged my dad to run Ethernet cable from the basement where our modem and I think router was located, up to my room on the second floor. So it was like at least 75 feet of Ethernet cable that he ran through the walls. And I bought like a crappy like entertainment desk, like a bulky entertainment desk back in the day, like a corner one, and put that whole PC with the CRT monitor on it. And my dad ran the cable, and my buddy and I were playing Warcraft 3 until like 6 in the morning. We just took turns playing multiplayer. It was awesome.
What do you like to do when you're not gaming?
I have like a ton of interests, ton of hobbies. Obviously, I want to make time for gaming when I can. But right now, I'm in the process of becoming a private pilot. I'm getting my private pilot's license. So that's taking up a majority of my time right now. And I don't know if you have seen like these new aircraft that are coming out soon. They're currently in the process of, a lot of them are in the process of getting certified by our FAA here in the States. But they're called eVTOL, electric vertical takeoff and landing. They're kind of like manned drones. It's like manned flying drones. They look like drones, kind of, but they're also kind of referred to as flying cars. I really like future technology, as we discussed that alien tech. So I'm hoping with my private pilot's license to accrue some hours and some ratings. I want to get my seaplane license or rating. I kind of want to try out helicopters and see how that goes. But I'm just flying your general aviation small aircraft right now. and hoping to be ready for those new like flying cars. And while some of those might not require licenses, I would say like the companies that are developing the ones that can carry passengers, those are going to require some hours and a private pilot's license to operate for now. One day we'll be able to hop into an aircraft and push a button and it'll take you there. But for now, I just want to finish up my pilot's license and be ready for to be able to fly those new aircraft.
I love it, man. I love just talking to you and hearing about all this stuff because it doesn't really come into my circles. But I'd like to think that I'm a big dreamer as well. But it's nice to hear that we're making tangible steps towards a cooler future.